approval of the agenda.
We have one amendment to make. Jane White spoke to me last night, and she would like to speak to the board on behalf of a community effort to do some projects throughout the community for student encouragement.
And you want to add that?
To advisors.
Advisory. We have a motion. Cindy moves to approve the agenda as amended. Just Smith seconds. All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Item 3A, advisor, Jane Wise.
Oh, thank you. Okay. There have been a lot of people that have been concerned and want to help the school in any way we can, because, you know, we want to make sure that the kids know that we support them and we love them, and all of the kids with all of the things going on. So we've kind of come up with a campaign, and the garden club, the auxiliary, the betterment committee, I met with them a few minutes ago, and maybe any other group that wants to get involved with us. We want to put we want to do a Hardin-Central community cares campaign, which what we are thinking about doing. When the kids go to sports activities, whether it's state or whatever, we plaster the whole town with orange and black to show that we care, that we support them. So what we're thinking about is on Thursday, we want to meet here at school if we possibly can at 5:30. We don't need the gym or anything, maybe the cafeteria. And we want to hand out posters. We want to put orange and black. We want to put orange and black ribbons all over town. So I'm working on getting ribbons. I spoke with Mr. McCorkindale over here about getting some signs made. Signs that people can either go. We want to put it on a text alert or whatever that we're having this kind of like a rally for the kids. Come in. We want signs up in yards. We want signs out everywhere because we want everybody to know, whoever comes through town, that we care about our kids. Anybody that wants to, you know, if you want to make your own sign, that's fine. I'm working with Mr. McCorkindale and the other, you know, like I said, some of the people in town, some of the groups in town, because we felt like we could help. The churches are trying to help, and they're doing a great job with everything, but boy, they've been busy with things. So we felt we could, as community members, get together with our clubs and do something for the kids. So I just wanted, kind of wanted you to know that that's what we're thinking about. That's what we wanted to do, and kind of like for your information. It's not a policy thing. It's not anything that you guys have to say yay or nay to. I think that I spoke with Mr. Griffin, and like I said, I've talked to Mr. Corkindale and to the other groups. So I wanted you to know. So thank you for letting me take some of your time to discuss that. And if you guys have anything that you want to, tell me or would like to see us do, let me know, because we're here to help. We're here to help you guys. We're here to help the school. We're here to help the kids. Garden Club, we like to put out pretty flowers every year. But we have the kids in, good nature in mind, and want them to know that we love them and care about them. So, okay. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
And I'll maybe talk with you later about logistics.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
Item 4, minutes. You want to find anything?
I'll move to approve.
Wheeler moves to approve minutes.
Second.
James Willard seconds. All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Item 5, warrants.
Make a motion to approve the warrants.
Keith Ross moves to approve the warrants. Cindy Noker seconds. All those in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Item 6A,
Mrs. Griggs is ill today, and so she was unable to be here, but, we had a board meeting last month, went on break pretty quick afterwards. The second semester just started last week when we came back from break. As far as the elementary side goes, business as usual. They've gotten back in, got rolling, doing everything well. She's had some student recognition luncheons for kids that achieved. She had her pizza party for them right before we went on break, and all of our holiday celebrations and stuff at the beginning of break went really well. So it was a good start to break for the elementary.
Mr. Clodfelter?
Coming up on Wednesday of this week, Mr. Lehman and I will be at a mission meeting to talk about the annual ballot. On Thursday, our sophomores will be going to Votech to do their annual tour, so they can make a decision on whether they want to attend Votech possibly next year. Then the next week, on 1/19, which is a Thursday, Mrs. Griggs and I and a couple staff members are going to the Common Core workshop, which is basically a curriculum workshop for math and English that the state is looking at. On 1/21, which is a Saturday, we have the Bad Council. They're having their dinner and dance that night. Last week we were in the Bramer Invitational and we won the Sportsmanship Award last week at that tournament. On the 1/16, which is Monday of next week, we don't have school because of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And we also will be, our girls will be in the Wellington tournament that week. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Griffin?
We start the second semester, and just a week under our belt, getting rolling. We've got a school and community meeting coming up, the 19th?
17th.
The 17th at
At
3:30 in the
3:30.
afternoon. Anybody that's interested, you're welcome to come and attend that. Input, I think it's got good topics to be discussed and so on, and we'll be working together to just try to help out the school as much as we can. We've got, everybody knows we had a tragedy in school this week, and we are going to try to work with our students as much as we can. The services for the young man will be on Wednesday, and we're going to work with as many kids and staff that want to attend, try to work with them and make sure it's an easiest process as possible for them to be able to participate and attend. Financial. Was looking at our finances and trying to compare it to where we were at this point last year and where we are this year. Our last year at this point, our total revenues were $946,917. Compared to this year, we are at $816,346. So we are down about $130,000 so far on revenues. But at expenditures at this point last year, we were at $1,121,020, and this year we are down $100,000 on our expenditures at this point, and we're at $1,022,092. In reference to that, basically right now at this point, we are a deficit of about $31,000 at the halfway point. And now, we still have to take into consideration last year we did have a major purchase at the beginning of the year, which was our bus for around $75,000 to $80,000. But still, that's factored into the budget that we spent last year, and compared to where we are now, we are, $100,000 under that. So that was encouraging. Looking at what we kind of projected that we might deficit spend to be at $30,000 at this point, halfway through the year, is encouraging. We did get our local revenues. It was a little over $400,000 right now. Last year it was $500,000, but last year it also included our railroad and utilities and stuff, but they're having some complications with that, so that part hasn't come through, so it will be more. That's it.
That's it?
Yes.
Wednesday, are we providing transportation?
Yes, we're going to take a bus. If we have enough students that need transportation, we will be providing a bus. Mrs. Griggs volunteered to drive that over. We've got permission slips and everything to send out for students that need the ride. are going to try to provide that for students.
Mr. Griffin, just as a reminder, the church has all said thank you for allowing us to use the school.
Yes,
also.
we did have the visitation, or the vigil last night, the prayer vigil here. The Methodist Church did call me yesterday afternoon about 2 and said that they really thought it was going to be too large. We graciously, helped them out, and it worked out very well. It was well attended, and it was a very nice service, and I appreciate the thanks.
No old business. Item 9A, recognition of board members.
Every year during the week of January 22nd to 28th, MSBA and communities recognize board members for their service. So I have a proclamation from Governor Jay Nixon to read to you all and hand you all some certificates of appreciation. It says, whereas a system of quality public education is essential to the future of our state and our nation, whereas the people of Missouri have a long time tradition of support for public education in their local school districts, and whereas local school boards are the ultimate expression of the unique American institution and representative governance of the public school districts, and whereas local school boards acting on behalf and in close connection with their peoples, their communities, chart the direction of the education in their communities, and whereas the local school boards serve as the key community advocate for children's youth and public schools. Now therefore, I, Jeremiah W.J. Nixon, Governor of the State of Missouri, do hereby proclaim January 22nd through 28th to be the School Board Recognition Week in Missouri. Urge all Missourians to recognize school boards as they strive in their communities to improve our public schools through quality leadership, and testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused to affix this great seal of the State of Missouri in the city of Jefferson this 5th day on December 2011. So I have certificates for all of you. That is from MSBA.
Item 10B,
As you know, in the past, we've been contacted by STET. They have decided that they would not be able to function as a school district next year. They tossed around the idea of consolidation and annexation. They worked very diligently, and the district decided to go with annexation, and they proposed some district boundaries, which I've got copies up here for all of you to look at. I will read you an email from Dr. Wiggins, or Mr. Wiggins from STET. It said, dear colleagues, last evening the STET Board of Education held an emergency meeting regarding the annexation process. Information had been shared by neighboring superintendents as well as the community members indicating that efforts were being taken to undermine the STET Board's efforts. As such, after consultation with the district attorney and the Board of Education directed me to contact the State Board of Education and request arbitration assistance. Roger Dorson contacted my office mid-morning and articulated the process of annexation and arbitration. His recommendation, based on the interpretation of the statute by Mark Van Zant, is that STET R9 will certify, R15, will certify a ballot to be placed before the STET community on the April ballot. If the measure is approved by the STET community, the annexation plan will be presented to the neighboring districts of the Board of Education to approve. Once the STET voters have approved the vote and the district accepts annexation, the process is complete. If districts choose not to accept the annexation plan, the district will enter into the arbitration process for the particular parcel of land being contested. For example, STET approves the vote, District A chooses to accept the annexation plan, that portion of the annexation is complete. However, if STET approves the vote and District B chooses not to accept the vote, the parcel of land allocated or allotted that district by STET will be the only land considered in the arbitration process. I will continue to keep you abreast of the developments in our process. Respectfully, John.